Hello, and welcome back to me talking about supernatural in different locations in my house. My name is Vi, and today I'm going to talk about Season 15, Episode 6, Golden Time. This was a heckin' episode. Shit happened. Which is, as far as I can tell, it's not technically myth arc, which is annoying because it's also not Monster of the Week. And they're not like, or there is a Monster of the Week case going on. That's my dog. Hi, Piper. Hi, baby. There is a Monster of the Week case going on, but that's in a different plot than the main plot. Okay. So, now I want to talk about it without the spoilery people getting mad. So, if you're still watching and you haven't yet watched 1506 Golden Time, then you're going to get spoiled. So please leave. If you hear loud banging noises, that's because I'm recording right on top of the piano, and that's the cover banging down. Yeah, so all people who haven't watched the episode yet, leave. Leave. Or Piper will bark at you, and you won't like her when she barks at you because she can be a bitchy little bitch. Isn't that right, Piper? Please leave. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to assume that you're gone now, and I'm going to start talking. So if you get spoiled, that's not my fault. That's not my business anymore. Okay? I'm no longer responsible. Okay. So, let's talk about shit. Okay. So, first off, Cass is back. He's back. I'm so happy. He's so pretty. He was so pretty in this episode. He was so pretty and made me so happy. Cass is back. And he goes on a Monster of the Week hunt because he is in Idaho. And he's been fishing because Dean says that fishing is like meditative. That's the landline phone. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to talk loudly over the number. Yeah. Anyways, so. And he's been fishing, and there's a dude at the fish and tackle shop who's like, yeah, there's a body. It's been drained of blood. And like Cass is like, oh, that sounds like a case, and he goes to the sheriff, and he goes to the sheriff, he works the case, and in the process, the sheriff, who is actually a monster, is like, I'm sus of you. I don't think you're actually FBI. I think you're a hunter. Let me speak to your supervisor, bitch. And Cass is like, bitch, we figured this out a long time ago. And he calls the Winchesters, and Dean picks up, and like, so that's proof to the dude that like this is actually FBI. And this is actually FBI. And Dean yells at Cass for not checking his messages, and it's like awkward as fuck and really tense. Like Cass has to recompose himself. He's like, and he also meets this lady, and her name is Melly, and she's played by the same actress who played a manager, the manager of Plucky's in season 7, episode 14, Plucky Pennywhistle's Magical Menagerie, which is a fucking great episode. In case you haven't watched it, go fucking watch that episode. I know everyone says that season 7 sucks. It sucks because there's no Cass in it, okay? And it sucks because Buck Lemming sucks. But that is an excellent episode, and if you skip the bad episodes, it's fine. It's a fine season. You just need to skip the bad episodes. Because you know that after season 7 is season 8. And we get to see Cass again. It's great to have hindsight. Yeah, so go watch that episode. And also, the sheriff played someone. The guy who played the sheriff has played another character at some point. I don't remember who. The younger dark-haired witch girl, who is really pretty, by the way, played the murderous human child with the straight razor from the episode Provenance in Provenance in season 1, which is the first episode that it's the episode that we meet Sera in. And also, another recurring actor/actress was the witch lady, the senior witch lady, who also played Chuck's editor in season 4, and also the wife of a dead guy who Dean gets framed for murdering. He gets framed for murdering both her and her husband. And you may also know her from Once Upon a Time as the Blue Fairy, and you may also know her from The Magicians as one of the professors. She's the professor who tries to kill herself at the start of season 3. Don't watch the Magicians if things get triggering if you get triggered by suicide ideation, by suicide or rape or lots of things. The Magicians is great, don't get me wrong, but it's super triggering, and it was written by Sera Gamble, and seasons 6 and 7 were also written by Sera Gamble, and when you watch The Magicians, you realize that the things that you thought people were you think that, like, I thought that season 6 and 7, like, people were overreacting by saying they were terrible, and it was like, no, there's, like, narrative reasons for it, blah, 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 because things get fixed in Carver era. But, like, it turns out no. Sera Gamble can go fuck herself. Anyways, because Sera Gamble her television tends not to handle mental illness in the way that I would like it to be handled as a mentally ill person, and I had a fucking anxiety attack in school because of the season 4 finale of The Magicians, so Sera Gamble can go fuck herself. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, so Cass goes to this lady, her name's Melly, and she's like, yeah, my son's missing. And Cass figures out it's a djinn, and he figures out where the bodies are being dumped, and so he goes to investigate, and she follows, and they go and they walk around and they talk, and her talking inspires him to get back in the game, apparently. And they find her son, and he kills the djinn, who's the sheriff. Yay, open and shut. And the djinn sheriff shoots him, and he heals himself, and then he shoots him again, and he heals himself again, because bullets. That's funny. I'm an angel. That's cute. It's cute. And then he heals the kid. His name's Caleb. He heals his broken ankle, but it, like, takes some effort. So, you know, Cass's powers are fading. I am willing to bet that Cass becomes fully human by the end of the season. Just gonna say that right off the bat. I think that Cass is going to lose the rest of his grace. Anyways, and they ask Cass if God sent him, and it's like, whoa, that's a that's an interesting question. Anyways, so that's the B plot. The A plot is Eileen's a ghost. That's the A plot. The A plot is Eileen's ghost, and they're like, well, what the fuck are we going to do about you being a ghost, babe? And like, Dean's like, okay, so here's what we're going to do. You remember that soul catcher thingy-majig? You're gonna go to Rowena's place and get a crystal and do the spell, and Eileen can have her own crystal, her own special crystal all to herself, where she just like hangs out. And that way she doesn't go nuts and start destroying stuff, but she also doesn't have to go to hell. But like, because she's like, can I go to heaven? And they're like, no, you can't go to heaven because of this stuff with Kevin in episode 2 of this season. Souls from hell can't go to heaven, which is so fucking annoying. Anyways, yeah, so they, but like, Dean's like, nah, I don't want to go, I'm in a depressive funk, and I just want to hide in my room and eat cereal and watch Scooby-Doo, because when Dean is upset, he reverts to like a childhood state where he likes watching like television, and he likes eating food, because he gets... his most stressful situations as a kid were probably when he didn't have enough food. So, like, his brain thinks that him eating food will make him less stressed, because the solution to the stressful situations when he was a kid was he got food again. Except that he's an adult now. And he doesn't have to worry about food because they have a stable living situation. Oof. Yeah, so anyways, he's in a depressive funk, and at the end of the episode, Sam's like, please stop being in a depressive funk, please start functioning again. I don't know how Dean's gonna do that. That's probably why in the next episode, he's going off and visiting a bar or a club or something where he'll see Leah Webb and will finally get confirmation that Dean is bisexual. And it's gonna be great, babes. It's gonna be great. But that's for next episode. I still haven't heard back from... I just, like, 20 minutes ago sent an ask to Mittens Morgul asking if the next episode is going to be this Thursday, which is Thanksgiving, or next Thursday, which is a couple days after my birthday. I haven't heard a reply back, probably because I sent it like 20 minutes ago. And Mittens is busy. Mittens is an adult. Yeah, so anyways, Sam and Eileen, not Rowena, go and visit Rowena's apartment, where in the cold open, this witch goes in and she starts ransacking the apartment looking for shit, and then she dies. And it's to a really cool song, but that's not the point. And Shoshana Stern! Sorry. And, that's just my opinion on Shoshana Stern and Eileen. Shoshana Stern. Yeah, I think she's gorgeous. It's super cute. She's cute this episode. Anyways, so they go and Sam finds half that Rowena started a spell before she died, which means that a soul could be made flesh. And they're like, oh, well, we can just bring Eileen back to life and she'll be alive, which is better than being a ghost. I don't know if that would fix the when I die, I can't go to heaven problem. I don't know. And also that doesn't make sense because Dean and Sam have been to hell, but they can go to heaven now. Maybe they're like special circumstances. I don't know. Anyways. And they find the things and then they go outside and there's the witch, the oldest witch, the witch mom, and she slams Eileen away, but not before Sam can find a hex bag and tells Eileen to go get his fucking brother because he can't fucking deal with witches right now. He needs backup. And the witch reveals to Sam that basically Rowena has left all her earthly possessions to Sam, which is my sandwich heart. Also, by the way, back in Rowena's apartment, Sam said that Rowena realized that the game was rigged. Didn't know the details, but knew that it was rigged. And magic was her way of keeping control, which makes sense considering what we know of Rowena. So, yay. And it also reveals that, like, Sam really understood Rowena. Like, psychologically, he understood how she thought. And it's really interesting. And Sam finishes the spell, by the way. And yeah, so the witches are like, yeah, well, we just want you can go in the apartment without dying, unlike literally everyone else. So you go into the apartment or we kill you via voodoo doll. And he goes into the apartment and talks with the younger witch daughter who is dressed in like a hospital gown material dress and a white cardigan, and she's super cute. She's so pretty. She's like, everyone thinks my older sister is way prettier. And I'm like, no, you are clearly prettier. It's also like blatantly stated that they're parallels. The witch siblings, again, are parallels to Sam and Dean, and Dean ends up shooting the Sam parallel. So that's check mark for Chuck's Endgame referenced. I don't think that Chuck's Endgame is going to be the actual Endgame because he's the villain, and villains' Endgames never actually, like, fully come about. Especially not in this show, where it's this is the ending. And I don't believe that Dab wants that ending because Dab is Billy. Dab is Billy, and Billy doesn't like God. That's a convoluted explanation, but you can talk to me on Tumblr about it, and I'll explain, and also I'll point you to Mittens Morgul, because Mittens Morgul can explain it better than I can, and has more patience and eloquence and time. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so Dean turns up and they kill all 3 witches because the witch who is on the ground gets, like, blah, blah, blah. It's also mentioned that this spell can only work once because as soon as you do the spell, Death will be like, oh, there we go. That's a loophole I hadn't noticed before. I'm just gonna close it. And so they can only do the spell once. Yeah, Dean shows up and Eileen kicks ass, and Sam kicks ass by using a hex bag to kill the head witch. Yeah, he uses a hex bag. And it's like, he's like, I learned from the best, and we're all like, Sam, Oh, yeah, so that's what happened. And then they get back to the bunker, and Sam does the spell on Eileen, and Eileen, she hops into the bathtub. I hadn't realized before that Eileen was wearing pink when she died, too. So remember from 1503 how I talked about pink as a symbol for death and supernatural? Yeah. Eileen was wearing pink when she died. So, further proof. If you're a chick or a person in general in supernatural and you're wearing pink, it's time to fucking die. Thanks, I hate it. Yeah, and he does a spell and she comes out and they hug and it's so cute. Side note, Shoshana Stern is so tiny. She's like not even 5'3". She's shorter than Ruthie. And like Sam is so much taller than her and it's so cute. Ah! And they hug and she's wearing a towel and it's like, wow, this could easily go some ways, but apparently no, she's just sleeping. Sure. And that's when Sam and Dean talk, and Dean's like, yeah, so here's the problem. I can't fucking figure out what's Chuck and what's not. Because that's basically the reason why he kicked Cass out. I don't think that Dean really blames Cass for everything, or maybe he might, but I don't think so. And basically it's that he can't wrap his head around how much of Cass and his feelings about Cass is because of God. So, yeah, they talk. And Sam's like, get your fucking shit together, bro. Yeah, so that was the episode. The next episode, there's like, I've seen the promo pictures. Before I started recording, I saw the promo pictures, and Eileen's going to be in it again, and Sam is sick, oh no, and Cass is there, and we know that Cass and Sam are going to be working on a case together. Very interested in that. Meanwhile, Dean is going to be partying with his old friend from Stanford era, whose name is Leo Webb, played by Christian Kane, who was a character on Angel. He worked for the evil law firm on Angel. And also, and he and Leo and Dean are going to sing a song together. And like in the promo pictures, Dean has his arm wrapped around Leo, and there's bisexual colored lighting behind them. Big bisexual vibes! Yeah, a lot of people have theorized that, like, maybe there was, ha ha ha, bro, ha ha, what if we kissed? Stuff going on there, but, I don't know. In the promo, there's a lady, and someone slaps Dean's ass, which I'm not here for, because that's sexual harassment. Let's not sexually harass Dean Winchester. Thanks. I would prefer if we didn't sexually harass any characters on television. Or if we did, we actually treated it like sexual harassment, which is a serious thing. Anyways, so that was the episode, and that's next week's episode, which is, I think, called Call Time. Yeah. No, this episode is Golden Time. Next episode is Last Call. Last Call, maybe? I don't remember. Has something to do with bars. Anyways. I'm Vi. You can find me on Tumblr at waterlilyvioletfog. And